invested early in Amazon, in Tesla, in Nvidia. But what I really like is this global spread. It means it can go anywhere in the world and start really tapping in, undertaking a lot of research and really looking for the next big emerging innovative tech companies or companies doing really interesting things or challenging the status quo, if you like. And they're not limited to the US or Europe. You'll also see that the portfolio is quite focused as well. It has just around 100 stocks at the moment. Again, this is something that I quite like. It means to me that they're kind of, as much as there's a level of volatility, but with volatility, like you can see on this chart, there is opportunity. They're very focused versus something like an all-world index, like a Vanguard, where there is no selection, if you like. And yes, you are going to get access to a lot of great companies, but there are going to be some kind of poorer quality companies in there as well. And on top of that, they've invested in some of China's most innovative companies as well. Meituan is the world's largest online food delivery company. Meituan's mobile online one-stop shop is especially dominant in on-demand restaurant delivery, in-store dining, hotel and travel booking. It has been known to process over 50 million orders in a single day. There is no comparison outside China, given its home country's size and the sheer scale of the opportunity underscored by the urban density of China's megacities. Meituan has a dominant market share in China exceeding 65%. PDD Holdings, again, is another innovative e-commerce platform. The company was founded with the aim of targeting the hundreds of millions of Chinese consumers who live in more rural provinces. PDD is now the most extensive online marketplace for agricultural products in China. By making agricultural products more easily discoverable and enabling the aggregation of demand, PDD is widening market access for farmers. PDD sees enormous promise in agriculture as it is an industry with one of the lowest rates of digitization. The company could build an open and inclusive digital ecosystem and transform the manufacturing industry in China. I mentioned ByteDance Limited previously, and like I said, it's an umbrella company that holds a number of software / digital companies. It developed the video sharing app TikTok, and on top of that, a news platform, Toutiao, which is used by over 120 million people in China each day. It's China's most used news aggregator, China's most downloaded news app. The platform uses artificial intelligence to source and curate news, sourced via its 4,000 user sites. It specializes in 10-second engaging short video clips and is often referred to as one of the most addictive media platforms in the world. The average user spends 74 minutes a day on the channel compared to the average 50 minutes people spend on Facebook. CapCut and Lemonade, which is a video sharing mobile app, are two other companies which are held under the ByteDance Limited umbrella. You can see that they hold Nubank, again, in Latin America, doing some really innovative things in the fintech space. And again, this is a company that I absolutely love. And there are others that you might recognize as well, like DoorDash, Moderna, and Ginkgo Bioworks. The investment in Ginkgo Bioworks was done early on when it was a private company as well. And again, like I said, it's when you're putting your money into Scottish Mortgage Investment Trust, you are getting access to this opportunity where they will look for emerging companies that have not yet been floated on the stock market as well. You will see here that the Scottish Mortgage Investment Trust is floated in the UK on the FTSE 100. And so if you're a viewer from the US, you may be able to access this. I think you could potentially get access to this through brokers like Charles Schwab, Interactive Brokers, and maybe even Fidelity International Trading as well. Obviously, if you are in the US, there is this kind of thing to consider around currencies and the transfer of currencies. Simply, like I said, it's floated on the FTSE 100, and so your dollars would be converted into pound sterling. But what I like is there's this conviction-based investing. There's this long-term strategy of holding on, looking for innovative companies, getting access to private companies not floated on the stock market as well. And to me, this is something that I quite like to have on the side. I'll talk more about some of the investment trusts and ETFs that I really like as well, but it fits in quite nicely with kind of the higher risk stuff that I do with the biotech stocks that I talk about, or the individual stocks that I've documented on this channel, quantum computing, AI, and some others as well. And so if you're thinking about putting this on your watch list, I'll drop some links in the description below just around, a bit more data, because you may want to be looking at the data as well around kind of performance, price, volatility as well. Big questions as to whether it's the right time to be putting money into this. Personally, I wouldn't. I think it's a little bit overpriced. But one of the critical things to consider with this stock is the net asset value. Looking at the chart, you can see that the purple is the overall value of all of the stocks combined according to the market currently, and the blue is the price you would pay Scottish Mortgage Investment Trusts to get hold of those stocks at the moment. And so watch this space, because I'll be dropping more of these kinds of videos now, looking a bit more at some opportunities that offer a level of diversification rather than just the individual stocks. And it's kind of just to give you a kind of behind the scenes look at the kind of things that I'm looking at, the kind of things that I'm thinking about, potentially where I may be putting money in the future as well, just so that I have a bit more diversification. Like I said, and a lot of you will know very well that, I do have this high risk investing strategy as well. And this is to kind of balance things out, so that we can, as investors, park some of our money into kind of diversified or safer investments that will grow, but also have that element of fun that comes with investing into higher risk stocks as well.